This is Big Steve.
This is DJ OP.
Yeah, we're Uncle Original. I'm also tag team. We right here with Mile High Minute, man. Our man right here, B. Y'all support him, man. Anything he do, you know it's good for the city, man.
Check him out.
Yeah, it's real talk, man.
Mile High Minute, #1 blog in the universe. Today we got some very special guests from Tag Team, originally from Denver, Colorado. They produced probably, one of the biggest hits, if not the biggest hit to ever come out from an artist that was originally born and raised in Denver. So appreciate y'all for joining me. How's everything going?
All right, man.
Good.
So let's give the people a little backstory. Y'all both originally from Denver, born and raised?
Raised. I was raised here. I wasn't born here, but I was raised here. I came here when I was 4.
Okay.
And I was born in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
I moved here when I was 4. And that's when me and him hooked up. Our dads were good friends, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Born and raised, me.
Born and raised?
Yes. Total native.
What part of Denver did y'all grow up in?
I grew up on the east side.
East side?
Me, between all sides. I started in Park Hill, went to Mount Bello, and then ended up on the east side.
Okay. What was Denver like back when y'all was first coming up, before like the music and all that stuff?
It was kid friendly.
Yeah, real kid friendly, man. We'll go everywhere. The thing that I love about Denver, man, is it made me multicultural with everyone, man. It just wasn't locked into being with my black folks. I was with everybody, man. I mean, I had friends all over. It was great, man. That's the one thing that I really love about, it's diverse. But that was the thing that I love, that I took in from here, man, is that, I could deal with everybody. I understand everybody, man.
Yeah.
And that was a great thing, man.
What was, we'll come back to like the backstory too, but real quick, what was it like seeing the growth after like the marijuana got legalized and the city go crazy, boom? Like, was it a lot smaller back in those days during the 90s?
Oh, yeah.
80s?
It was way smaller, yeah.
And safer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Safer,
I mean, I lived in Mount Bello, and I was, 9, 10 years old?
Mm-hmm.
And I would ride my bike from Mont Bello to the east side.
Yeah.
And you just...
And it was totally safe. But now, man, I wouldn't let my child ride a bike from Mont Bello to Green Valley Ranch.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. I know everybody's probably wondering, that's not DC. Who is this dude?
Yeah. Introduce him.
This is Otis P. This is DJ OP. He's the original tag team member. Me and him went to Manual High together. We grew up together. We've been inseparable since we were 4 years old. So he's the original tag team, man.
How old were y'all when you first met? You said 4?
4. Mm-hmm.
So y'all went to middle school, high school, and elementary together?
Well, we went to different elementary schools. He moved out of state for a second. When we were we don't call it middle school. We were in junior high.
Right. Yeah.
When we were in junior high, he came and spent, I think, a year, maybe 2. No, you went to somewhere else in the 9th grade, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to Texas.
Yeah, we went to Cole. We went to Cole Junior High. Yeah, it was probably Cole Middle School now. Is it still there?
I think I'm not sure, but the junior high, middle school, I think people still technically call it junior high, but I think it has changed a little bit. People.
Yeah. Well, this is what happened. Yeah. Actually, the first year we were sophomores. That's when the 9th graders became high schoolers. They were, it was middle school or junior high was 7 through 9. Yeah. So I guess they changed it from 6 through 9 now? 6 through 8.
Yeah. It was 6 through 8 for me, but some schools were 7 and 8. Mm-hmm. But I heard 9th grade used to be like middle school.
Yeah, it was junior high. Yep. But I think in 80s, I don't know if it was 81 or 2, some shit. It changed from middle to junior, but it was the first year that we entered into high school. Yeah.
Okay, so and y'all both went to Manual all 4 years?
Yep, 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's 10th through 12th. And from what I seen, it was like, were y'all doing like jazz or some type of band in high school, or how did the music?
We had a soul band, a R&B band.
Okay.
I used to play in the jazz band at Manual, played the drums. I was a drummer in the band.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I sung in jazz choir.
Okay.
And he was a singer in the band.
So y'all all three were.
Yeah, and then DC was a singer too. Matter of fact, we met DC, I think, when we were in the 11th grade.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he sat right behind me because his last name was Glenn, mine is Gibson. He sat right behind me in the class. I think it was, what was it?
History class.
Yeah, African American history.
Miss Langley.
Yeah, a lady named Miss Langley was our teacher. And yeah, I remember him. He sat right behind me, and we became real cool. So. And he just joined up with the little gang we had. We wasn't a gang like that, but a little
band.
Homies. Mm-hmm. So was the tag team name? When was the tag team name created, and how did that?
Yeah, I think it was '85, man. Me and him were called the Disco 2. We used to rap. Everybody, we used to rap, man. It was so much, man. People. I remember them girls at the school made a tombstone and said,
"Here lies the tag team."
No, here lies the Disco 2.
Disco 2,
yeah. Or Death to the Disco, something.
Yeah.
But they was like, these guys, I guess we were getting on their nerves because rap music was really not popular.
Right, especially coming out in Denver, I'm sure.
And we were, we were DJs, so every time the school had a dance or something, we would actually volunteer to DJ the dance.
Yeah.
So they got tired of seeing us. If we weren't DJing, our band was playing. We were taking care of all entertainment at Manual.
And if the band wasn't playing, we were in the hall rapping and that lunchroom stuff and just
banging on tables.
Yeah, that's what it was back then. But
so y'all was getting hate even before social media.
Oh,
exactly.
Social media just everything up. But
yeah, man. But yeah, we were called the Disco 2, and then back in like '85. I went to Target, the one on Alameda, First and Alameda, Colorado and Alameda. And there was a big t-shirt there, like a ladies sleep t-shirt. It said tag team on it. I was like, whoa, that's a name that we can do right there. That's a good rap name. Because my mind's always thinking rap music, even to this day, man. I'm an old man, but I'm still there, man. And I still do rap music, so, we got to talk about that too, man. But
right.
Yeah. My mind is always going, and when I seen that tag team, I said, that's a dope name. So I called him when I got home, because there wasn't no cell phones back then, no pagers or nothing.
A home phone?
It was a house phone, yeah. We might have
had
yeah, I don't even know if it was cordless phones then, was it?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
we had that long cord.
Yeah, we had
to stretch through the whole house.
I know it. Yeah, several phones. If you had a phone in your room, you was lucky.
Right.
But I called him and told him, man, I got a new name, and he was like, yeah, I like it. So that's when we became tag team. I think that was in '85.
So you changed it from the Disco 2 to the tag team at that point.
Yeah,
and DC was already a part of.
No, he wasn't
not
yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Later on, he said, man, I wanted, because he moved to California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he moved to California, and he was like he was DJing out there and stuff. And he asked us, he was like, yo, man, I like what y'all doing, man. I want to be the DJ.
Yeah.
We was like, cool, come on. And then he started kind of rapping with us a little bit too, but he was our DJ. And we'd do little shows, and yeah. I remember one time we were at a hotel, we had a little, we used to rent out hotel rooms and stuff, and he was on stage with us, man. He started rapping. He went crazy, didn't he?
He went nuts.
Yeah, he almost messed us up. Matter of fact, yeah. But but he was our DJ, and that's how he became.
And the name tag team, it worked because in the beginning it was him and I, and so I'd be behind the turntables, he'd be rapping. Then when we tag off, he'd get behind the turntables and I would rap.
Okay. So or if we knew, everyone knew how to DJ.
Or if we were battling.
We would tag off.
Yeah. It'd be like, yo, he'll start, I'll start. We had our rhymes synced and stuff, man, so it was dope, man.
Was battling big?
Battling was big, yeah.
Okay. City Park?
Yeah.
Okay.
On a Saturday?
Yeah. At the pavilion, yeah, we did.
I mean, we show up and just random dudes would just run up and start rapping against us.
Yeah.
And we used to look at each other and let them
try
have
to
it.
light them up. Yeah.
Try to let them have it.
Would y'all would it almost be like dice where you put money on it and stuff too, or is it just
it was just if you see somebody that rap, or if they see you or one of their friends say they rapping, we just rap with each other,
Okay.
And it was all friendly stuff, man.
Yeah, because nowadays you got the competitions and stuff, but I feel like Denver is, for some reason, it hasn't had like a huge staple with like the battle rap community when you compare it to obviously the New Yorks and all the major.
What about graffiti here?
I've heard there's a huge graffiti.
Yeah.
A lot of graffiti. I haven't looked too into it, but I've heard there's a lot of.
It is, but you got more of the people doing murals here.
Yeah.
So you see them all over town.
Yeah, like that Denver when the Nuggets won the chip, that one off course.
Yeah.
That was dope.
You know what, man? That season, I wanted to brag, man, because I took the first shot of the home game.
Yeah.
The first home team.
Oh, you did?
Game.
Yeah.
I took the free shot. Yeah, the free throw, and I missed, man. But if I would have made it, man, that would have been the reason why they won. But they won anyway, because they won because I shot it. Yeah.
Okay, so you're at Manual. You guys all meet, making music. You said DC was at Manual, and then he ended up moving to Cali?
After we graduated, he went to California. And he went to Sac State.
And then when did you move to Atlanta, and when did you get into the military?
He went. When did you go to the military?
87.
87.
86, 87.
Okay.
And I went to Atlanta in 88.
From 85 to 87, what made y'all decide to, I guess, go separate ways in a way, or just take your own paths?
Man,
life.
Yeah.
I got involved in a lot of wrong.
Man, I could tell you, man. We gonna talk about it for real. Back then, that was when crack was brand. It wasn't even crack. It was called freebase. That's when it was brand new, and somehow this dude hooked up with somebody, man, that just was his plug. He could go get anything he wanted from, and he started just distributing everything to people, man, and just having them work. He was making a lot of money, but we were kids back then too, so we were having fun, partaking in it too, not knowing what the consequences were, because the shit was brand new back then. So I wasn't in it like deep like he was, but we'd go play around with it and do stuff like that. But he realized, man, something ain't right with this. He started missing the studio, because we used to have to dig up $25 each to go to the studio, and you better have your music together, your rap together, because if you didn't, we became the tag team crew after that, because a lot of dudes would go with us to the studio. During that 85 to 87 time, there was a lot of dudes that would go to the studio with us from our neighborhood, and we would record. Some of them had their raps ready. If you didn't have your rap ready, you
got passed on.
You mess up about 4 or 5 times, it's over with. So everybody would come to the studio sharp, and we had a lot of songs with everybody. But during that time, when we all chip in 25 to get us like 3 or 4 hours. We used to go to a spot down on Sheridan, wasn't it? Was it on Sheridan? Oh, Broadway, yeah. It was called Free Reeling. And that was the studio we knew, man. A dude named Mark Derryberry, I think was his last name. He was our engineer. Some other dude that was there too. I can't remember his name. But he started missing the studio a lot. And
hustling. Yeah,
he was hustling, making money, man. But then again, he also knew something wasn't right with that. So out of nowhere, he called me one day, and we hadn't seen him for a while. He called me like, "Man, I'm in the Army. I'm in Texas." I was like, "What?"
It just called. Yeah.
I joined the Army in a week.
Yeah.
Literally. I went to the recruiting office on a Monday, took the test the Tuesday, my physical that Wednesday, that Friday I shipped out to basic training.
Yeah.
Because he knew something wasn't right with that,
It was bad.
That must take a lot of just willpower to make a quick decision like that and be like, you know what, I'm messing up, I gotta do something different.
Yeah, and I seen it was going nowhere, but I was either gonna be dead or in jail.
Right.
Simple as that. And I felt like I was too talented and too smart to allow any of that to happen to me, and I'm barely 20 years old. So and of all things, I went from hustler, drug dealer to military police.
Right.
You know, you know, they say the best cops make the best crooks, and the best crooks make the best cops.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change anything.
That's real.
I had to do it all over again, even missing being a part of a triple platinum song.
Yeah, we more than triple.
You know,
I got a plaque at home that got 4, but there's even more.
Yeah, see, but you know, just to know that I'm an original member of that group, and I'm always be an original member of that group. I'm always be a member of that group, and you know, this is my ace boom since since we were 4.
We call each other cousins because our family is family, you know. So
but best decision I ever made in my life was joining the military.
How long did you serve?
7 years.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Right on, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go in the Army, you move to Atlanta.
I went to the Art Institute, matter of fact.
College, okay.
Yeah, the Art Institute in Atlanta. Even though there was an Art Institute right downtown in Denver.
Yeah.
I said, man, I'm going to Atlanta. And, you know, I was a barber first. I used to cut hair in the Dahlia. I went to barber college out on Leesdale Drive, man. It was a spot out there, man. I learned how to cut hair. I butchered up a couple of my homies. Yeah, you got part of the butcher.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere. My homies mess with me.
Yeah.
He's the reason why I never put another razor on my face.
Yeah. I was terrible at first. But then, you know, I got the hang of it and got good. Yeah. But yeah, man, I used to cut hair in the Dahlia, and then started saving my money up. Out of nowhere, man, I was like, well, it's time to go do some music stuff, man. Cause I think I might have been the first dude to be buying samplers and stuff around here, you know. I used to save my money and go buy stuff from, there was a little spot on Broadway called Bobby's Music back in the day, and I used to go there. They let you put stuff on layaway, man. I found my 909 there, my 808, 505. I had an Emax sampler, which is an MU sampler back in the day. And I just used to buy equipment and learn how to play with it. I remember one time, man, we did a show, man. I had like 4 or 5 groups or some solo dudes, man. We rented out a theater on Broadway somewhere. No, Federal. I think it was Federal. I can't remember where.
I think there's one off like 38th around there.
In Federal, like? Yeah, that was it then, yeah.
The Orient or something like that?
Yeah.
I had a lot of groups there. I had HBO was one of the groups I produced back then, the Homeboys. There was a group called Most Illness B-Boys. There was another one called Fresh MCs. I didn't have tag team on that show, but a lot of people came out to that show, man, and it was just...
So you're promoting too? You were throwing shows.
I promoted, and I set up my equipment, man, and I was doing that stuff live, man. We jammed. It was dope. That was one, man. I wish we would have been,
recording.
Thinking of, recording and filming that, man, back in the day. But that was some real history right there, man. It was dope.
Do you think what ended up leading you into Atlanta at some point was because it was so difficult to, like, make it out of Denver in hip-hop, or what?
No, I wasn't even thinking on that level, man. I just loved making music back then.
Okay.
And
was it hard to get traction out here though back then, or how was it? Like,
I don't know really, man. We were just recording, and I don't know. It was like a family thing, man. We really wasn't stretching out. Yeah, it was just word of mouth, little bits here and there. I guess I don't know. It really wasn't into the business, man. It was just all about having fun. There was a radio station at the college up in Boulder. Yeah, it was called Eclipse.
SCU?
Yep, I see you.
Yeah, it was. This lady had she had a show called Eclipse, and her name was Becky Davis Taylor. Her husband at the time was a guy named Alia Powell, which was a DJ all around the city.
Still
in different clubs. He still is. Oh, okay. But she had a radio show, man, and she had the biggest. Even you had to get your radio in a certain spot in your house because it didn't really broadcast far, but you had to find a spot in your house, man, and get and sit it there, and you can listen and record it with your your boom box or whatever. But she used to play all the hip hop, man. If we were thinking correctly back then, because we would go up there and take her songs sometime and get them played. If that was the case, man, if it was now, this is how much we weren't promoting back then. if it was now, I would be up there every week with a new song every week. That'd be the reason to make a new song. Is every week we would be up there, man. We just didn't. Back then, promoting just wasn't part of the game.
I wasn't aware of it.
So yeah, what was like? I guess now you see, you know, everyone's promoting on social media. They do a music video. At least in Denver, they post a single. Whoop de whoop. Oh, let me get it on a blog or two. You know what I'm saying? What was it like being an artist back then? With, you know, because even down to the studio, I'm sure was way different recording.
Yeah, we didn't have Pro Tools, man. We had to use tape, and you know, it was either a big 2-inch size tape, which cost a whole bunch of money, a couple $100 for the tape, and then you only get like maybe 4 or 5 songs on that tape. So, you know, and then they had the 1/2-inch tape. You get 4 or 5 on there. It was like a mess, man. You had to buy the tape. You had to get your studio time. You had to get the tapes to mix it to. And if you wanted to do an edit or something, man, you had to cut and splice the tape. Man, it just took a long time back in the day.
And no one was really doing music videos yet, unless you had a crazy budget.
Yeah, exactly, man. Because I think when we did the Whoomp There It Is video, if you go look at that right now, that'd be a piece of shit. But it was like, we spent about 120 on that, man.
120,000?
Yeah, well, that's what we owed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
$120,000 video, that thing was nothing.
So Tag Team, the group was made in Denver, but then moved to Atlanta, and
I moved to Atlanta.
Okay, you moved to Atlanta, and that's where Whoop There It Is came
from. Yeah, and the way that came, I tell you what, man, this is what we'll do with that. We're gonna get an interview with me and DC at the show, right?
Okay.
And that's when we'll talk about that part of the Whoop There It Is coming up and how that came about. But yeah, I moved down there, and that's where we set up shop at. Matter of fact, I can tell you one piece about that Whoop There It Is, because I'll let DC talk about that. But he came on a break from the Army. Yeah, he was living in Germany at the time. He came on a break from the Army. He came to Atlanta. We went to a club called Club Dion, which was Deion Sanders, his namesake. He didn't own it or anything.
Oh, okay.
Back then they used to pay him, pay him a bunch of money every week for having his name at the club. And it was called Club 21, Dion 21. And
so do you think they kind of used his, I guess, likeness or just his popularity?
His popularity. They did that with Dominique too. Dominique Wilkins. They had Dominique when I first moved to Atlanta. It was Club Dominique, and that was a popular club. Yeah, that was the best time. Man, I couldn't believe it. That's why I didn't move, man. I never came back here because I love it out in Atlanta so much, man. It's just ridiculous, man. But anyway, we were in Club Dion. We were taking a picture. All 3 of us. We having a good time. Let's go take a picture. You're standing up there, man, and out of nowhere, here comes this song. I'm like, boy, you remember that? Because he's the one that told me about I'm Ready, which I use for Whoop There It Is. I told DC, when I told him, I said, man, you remember that? He was like, yeah, man. I said, man, DC, we're going to use this one day. And he was like, all right. And when he came to me with Whoop There It Is, that's the record I pulled out. And that's what you hear. That's the bass line of Whoop There It Is. Yeah, I'm Ready by Kano.
So he, you heard the song initially? And then
no, he back in 80, what was that, 82 or something? 1982.
So this is while y'all still was in
high school.
Okay.
When he turned me on to the record.
Okay.
So this is how it went. He came back from Texas. That's when he moved in with me and my mom. He came back from Texas and he was like, yo, man, we were breakdancing to this song called I'm Ready, man.
Yeah.
It's the best song out there. And I'm like, really? Let's go. We went down to, what was that, Budget Records? Or
was it Peaches?
We went to Peaches Records. It was a Peaches Records store on 16th Street. And we went down there. And I had them play it. I'm like, oh, I like that, but I didn't buy that record at that time. we came back later on and bought it, but that same record that I bought, that I'm Ready record that he turned me on to, we heard that song while we were older in like 1991 or something like that. We heard that record at Club Dion's when we were taking a picture.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, you remember that song? And he was like, yeah. And I told DC, we're going to use that song. And when DC came to me with Whoop, There It Is, that was this record I pulled out. And started and made the beat with that. I think that's when we made. No, I was 27 when we made Whoop, There It Is. Yeah. Yeah, I was 27.
So, I mean...
28 is when it came out, I think. Or I might have been 27. I might have been 26. One of the two.
That's inspiration right there, because I feel like a lot of people give up even before that.
Yeah.
Before 27.
It's just the love of it, man. Like I said, I still rap. I still do all that, man. And we got our group. And our group is pretty dope, I think.
We started as a band. You know, we were 10, 11 years old.
No, younger than that. Well, when the band actually started, it was like, about 12.
Mm-hmm. Been making music your whole life then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, beating on pots and pans, man, stuff like that. I remember my aunt Johnny Mae bought me a drum machine. It was called Synsonic Drums. It was by Mattel, which was a toy manufacturer. And it was a piece of plastic, man, but it had 4 pads on it. One of them was a snare sound, kind of like, and another one, it was just a little drum set. And that was my introduction to electronic music.
That's dope. So what would you say was like the biggest differences between Atlanta and Denver when you first moved there?
Well,
especially compared, like when looking at the hip hop culture and stuff.
Well, this is what happened to me, man, and it tripped me out, man. Like I said, I grew up here. It was multicultural, and it was just like love, man. It was the best, man. I had white friends,
very diverse,
Spanish friends, Asian friends. I just knew everybody, man. Black friends. It was like the best, man. But when I got down there, I didn't see nothing but black folks, man. And it was like I'm riding. The first day I got there, I started looking around. I'm like, what the? Man, it ain't nothing but black folks in here. Or everywhere. I mean, from the richest parts of town it was just like I seen black folks, man. And that was like I don't know, I could see my blackness, man. And it was like,
you felt comfortable?
Yeah, it felt real comfortable, man. But the multicultural was the best experience, man, that I could ever have, man, by having multicultural friends. But when I got there, man, and it was all black, it was like, even though it was like the accents, the southern accents and stuff like that, kind of was like, what are they talking about, you know?
Yeah.
And remember
they say we talk proper up
Yeah,
here.
exactly, yeah, and that's what they would tell me. Well, you talk proper, so what? But remember Rodney Brown came here. He was from Atlanta.
Yeah.
And he was just, his accent was straight southern, man. He was a dude that went to Manual with us, and I just always remember him. But when I got down there, I could hear him. I was like, this is where he's from. Yep. And he would ring in my head like, man, he sounds like Rodney. She sounds like Rodney. You know, it was crazy. But that's the main thing that hit me, man, was it was so many black folks, man. I didn't really hear the music. I had my setup. I came down there and set up. But it was the dude that lived right up the street from me. He was in one of the groups that I produced called Fresh MCs. His name was Kingpin, and his name was Ramon. But Kingpin moved down to Atlanta like a couple of days before I did. His dad lived down there, and he was staying with his dad. He was going to go to DeVry, and I was going to the Art Institute. But me and Ramon would link up, and I would record him in my closet. My setup was in the closet on the stand. It was keyboards and drum machines and stuff, and I had a little 4-track recorder that back in the day we would record it on cassette tapes. You know, it had 4, the left, right, and left, right again, side 2. That'll give you 4 tracks, man. You had to, make everything happen with those 4 tracks. But me and him would get in there and we'd record, man. I got a full album on him, man. I didn't let you hear that stuff, did I? Man, I remixed it. Well, not remixed it, but I mastered it from what the mixes are now. You know, made it sound a little better. Got that thing, man. It's old school. It's old school. You had to rap straight through, no punching, cuts, no faking. You had to go, man. You might mess up a little bit, but if everything else was straight, that's how you leave it.
Okay, what was like the meaning behind Whoomp? Because like at first, growing up, anytime I heard that song, I thought it was Whoop. There it is. And then once I looked into it, okay, there's an M.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. When DC came to me talking about, man, make a beat, man. I got a song. It's called Whoop. There it is. I'm like, what? I didn't even understand it at first, man. And I was like, shit, I can't even put my head together on it, man. How do you spell that? And he told me how you spell it. How he spelled it. That was his way. He wasn't saying whoop. He was saying Whoop. So I was like, okay, I could kind of see it. And then he told me, man, you here's the kicker. You got to do a down south beat, man. You got to do some bass. And I'm like, man, I don't do bass because I'm from here. Man, I do hip hop. I do some funk stuff. I don't do no bass, man. He said, man, you got to do it. I told him I don't even know how to do it. He said, I tell you what, man, just do it your way. And I said, oh shit. That's what I gotta do right there. I'm gonna do it my way. And that's when I pulled out the record and I did some other little chops and cuts in there that people don't know and put the little shit on it, man, and we made Whoop. There it is. We went to the studio and recorded it.
What was Denver music, like hip hop music, sounding like? Because everyone, even to this day, always says, "Oh, we don't have a specific sound," but you could hear influences from the South, from the West Coast, from the Midwest. Like, what was it like
back then? Well, when we were coming up, it was kind of like
more of an East Coast influence.
Yeah, it was more of an East Coast influence more than the West Coast. But the West Coast was doing their thing at that time. But everybody kind of wanted to be like New York, you know. So we would do songs like New York style songs and stuff, man.
Does it depend on where you're at in the city too?
Nah, it wasn't like that at all. Man. People was just rapping. Just like, it was like that. I'm pretty sure that was that group Brothers Most Wanted, like you said, but they had a song called A Killer at Large, and it was talking about crack at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a killer at large. I remember that. For some reason, that one stuck in my head because I was like, that's hard. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, that's hard. I remember them doing that, performing it somewhere. I don't know where we were, but I saw them doing it, and I was like, that's hard right there. But and there was other groups, man. Like, matter of fact, I did a track with a buddy of mine, and Brother Jeff was the guy that supported us and went to the studio with us. He ended up taking the record and making it his, but me and my boy Rick actually did the record. Yeah, he was called Mr. Magic back then.
Okay.
But and he had a record label called Green Brothers, I think, and he put that record out on Total Hype because that was the name of Rick's group at the time. So, but anyway, me and Rick did a beat, and did a song. It was called Funky Hip Hop Dance, and it was like an influence. It had East Coast samples in it, so yeah, we were doing East Coast stuff.
Okay.
A lot of people.
What Colorado artists would you like to see sample Whoomp? Because I brought that up as an idea. There's one artist, Hunter Pack Savvy, who's done a lot of samples out here, and I'm like, man, if he sampled that would be crazy. Like, would you want to see
that? That'll probably be the dude, yeah, because I know who he is, yeah. He'll probably be the one.
Yeah. Would you ever go ahead?
Because like like cats like AP or Easy or all those dudes work with my boy Aunt Mo, who me and Aunt Mo have. Aunt Mo is my partner in this. He's my old partner in a record label I got called Merciless Music, and we had people like it was a group called the Park Museum here. There's another one, 2960. All these dudes, man, they were all Bloods, but even though I grew up on the east side, man, I wanted the best talent. This was my thing. When I made Whoop, There It Is, and it blew up, I said, I'm going back home and I'm going to try to find who the best talent is to me. And I got a few good tapes, man, but nobody stood out like Park Hills M. And that's when my boy Ricky Springs, he produced them. And they were dope, man. These dudes right here were better than any California group that I thought at the time. They just were here. And that's nobody had hustle to promote stuff back then here. So I don't know if that's still the case, but man, the talent has always been here. Yeah, right. Talent has always been here, man. But it's something that's stopping everybody from blowing. And it might be the hustle, man.
I think that's the biggest.
That might be it, because the talent is no problem.
Right.
And like I was telling you earlier, man, it's like somebody that works out. You know, you could work out all you want, man, which is like making music. You know, you pertain work or compare working out to music.
It's a business,
making music, yeah. But you got to eat right to make that workout right.
Right.
You got to eat. You know, you got to do your chicken breast or whatever. You got to eat right. You got to take your calories. Yeah, your calories have to be less than what you or your calories have to be less than what you burn. You know, or what you got to move, basically.
Keep track.
Yeah, you got to move, and like I say, 80% of that working out is if you want to get good at it, you got to eat right. That other 20% eating right. 20% of that is the promotion, man. No, I got it backwards. My bad. 80%. Got it backwards. 80% of it is the eating. 20% is the music. So if you, I probably got y'all all mixed up, but
no, I know.
But like 80% of it is the music. I mean, 80% of it is the hustle of it, the promotion, the grinding, the trying to get new fans, trying to make the world see what you're doing. That's 80% of it. The music is only 20% of it.
Right.
So yeah, it's just like working out.
Free game. Because I agree with you. Like there's a lot of talent out here, and they got the 20% down pack. Like they got the catchy bars and everything. But like, you know, what steps are you taking? Marketing, going out of state, what features, just different things to work on.
That you need to put with that to make it blow. Yeah.
Even myself as a platform, I feel like there's a lot of work to do on that 80%. So that's what. Would you ever want a Colorado artist to hop on a remix, or is there like any dream features you would want to be on like a remix? Or
no, not really, man. I mean, if a Colorado artist wanted to do the song, they can do it, man. Yeah. Do it. I mean, welcome to do it. Do it. Blow it up. You know, Sada Baby actually kind of did it.
Oh, he did. No,
yeah. Him and Nicki Minaj did something that was like, it was part of that, but then it was also a part of another song. So, and it was their own original type shit too. So it was dope though.
You just reminded me, because I'm pretty sure I listened to that one a couple times. Sada Baby's dope. Yeah. So you ended up shopping from what I've seen with the story and stuff like that is you were DJing at Magic City.
No, that was DC.
DC was okay. DC was DJing at Magic City. Okay, I see where you're coming from now with that story. So he played it, crowd went crazy.
Yeah, and then we went to the studio.
Okay,
I got pictures of us in the studio too. It was actually 2 days after his birthday in '92. Because the stamp is on the picture, man. It was I was working at a studio in Atlanta. I would call studios. I called this one dude. I didn't call too many of them, but I called this dude and said, "Hey, man, look, I program music, man. Do you need anybody that does that?" And he was like, "Yeah." I said, "I always get calls for people that wonder if I program. I don't do it, but you can come and do it." I was like, "Cool." He started calling me. I started going to his studio and programming. There was little dudes coming there with 5, 6 records. We want this part and this part and this part. And I would put it together for him, and then they'll rap to it. I'd get paid, he'd get paid. It was just a good situation. But I came to him and said, look, his name was Harry O'Brien. He passed away, but Harry was a good dude, man. He was a quadriplegic. Actually, everything was messed up on him. He crashed a car back when he was young. He was in a wheelchair, and his hands didn't work good. His arms would move, but nothing else hardly moved. But anyway, Harry was like, man, I told him, I said, I got a song. When DC came to me with Whoomp, There It Is, I was like, I got a song, I want to record it, man. He was like, I don't want to record it here, man. I want to go to my boy's spot because he has the 2-inch reel. And I was like, cool. And I met this guy named Don that had a big giant studio with a big mixing board. Yeah, we went in there, man, and that's where we recorded Whoop, There It Is. And like I said, I got pictures of me at the board. We were getting it together, me and Harry. Me and Harry was sitting, do all the mixing and all the recording and stuff, and it was just dope, man.
Did you think it was a hit when y'all was recording it, or not?
I didn't like the song at all, man. I didn't even want to do it, to tell you the truth. But
That's
DC
crazy.
was so intent on doing it. I was like, cool. If somebody's like that with me, man, I'm down with them. Yeah. But I didn't think it was, man. But once I took it to another studio to mix it, and I was mixing it, man. It was actually it was a studio called Kala in Atlanta, Kala, and it was a record label called Ichiban Records. Ichiban Records had a group called 95 South.
The Whoot?
Whoot, yeah. Them dudes hated us, man. They probably still do. You know, shit. Y'all boys. Y'all like me, man. Yeah, for real.
They're the ones that had like a lot of the hits back. I think Savvy remixed one of their songs too.
Probably.
The T-shirt. They had like the girls on the cover. Or am I tripping?
That might have been 69 Boys.
Yeah, I think I might be tripping.
Might be 69. But 69 Boys, the same producers produced them too. So, but the 69 Boys, man, I ain't got nothing but love for them, man. It was my guys right there. A1. But the 95 South dudes, they kind of had the story mixed up, man. They didn't really know what was going on, and they just act like we was some kind of copycats of them, but it wasn't like that.
It was a coincidence?
Just a coincidence, man. And then actually, man, this shit comes from Miami. Whoop, There It Is comes from Miami. Whoop, There It Is comes from Miami. There was a dude named Disco Rick had a record, man. I'm gonna show you that.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't heard that.
You'll see, man, right where it comes from, man. And we didn't know that. I didn't know that shit like 2017, man. This song was old as Whoop, There It Is was old as hell, man. When I realized, damn, what the fuck? Oh, that's where this comes from. Wow. You'll see, man.
Did
but
DC have the same?
He didn't know it either. Yeah, he just the girls would say that shit at Magic City, and that's where he got it from.
Oh, okay.
Like, damn, these girls got a nice ass sing.
Right.
We're gonna make a song with that, and that's how that was. Nothing, man.
Right.
But them dudes we kicked their ass so bad, or you know, it was a lot of confusion too, man. But we still got them, and we didn't really go for it like that, man. But it turned into a competition like that. Yeah, they beat us. We had a little competition on Arsenio Hall, a fundraiser. And I think they beat us by 1% or something. Ours was 49 and theirs was 51.
Well, like as votes. A vote? Okay.
Yeah, on votes, yeah.
Like
I think they might have had a lot of their family voting or something. It was some kind of voting system.
Was it almost like a versus in a way?
No, they performed Whoop, There It Is, and then we came out and did Whoop, There It Is. And then out of nowhere they came on our set and we were all together out there. And then, but it was a good cause, man. It was for the I think the American Red Cross or something like that, man. I think it was American Red Cross. It was a fundraiser for them on Arsenio Hall back in the day, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it was cool, you know, on that tip.
I noticed that the video on YouTube, there's been a couple different people that have posted. They got millions of views.
Exactly.
That's not, I'm assuming that's not your channel, or?
None of that.
Do you guys?
We should have our own up there, but we don't.
Do you plan on re-uploading it, or?
Nah, just let it roll, man. Yeah, we make enough money from it.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm sure you probably get money off of the sound.
The royalties, everything, man. Yeah, all that stuff, man. Yeah, that's what keeps me fed.
So
that's why I love the song, man. I hated it when we did it. Made me cringe a little bit, but hey.
It's definitely, it's not like your typical hip-hop song. Like you said, it's very, it comes back to the Denver roots thing where it's like very diverse. Like it's an international hit. don't matter what skin color you are, you've heard that song.
That was my upbringing. Yep.
Yeah.
And you know what? DJ Mr. Mix from the 2 Live crew.
That's who I was thinking was the 2 Live crew for some reason. Okay,
yeah, my boy, that's my dog right there, man. I mean, that's one of my great friends, man, is Mr. Mix. And Mr. Mix told me, he said, man, I knew the song was gonna blow up when I heard it because, you know, even though the beat was like a down south beat, he said, you guys is your pronunciation wasn't down south.
You could tell us.
Yeah, it was something. It was something different and new, man. And I think that's what made the song. That's what he told me. I'm like, oh wow, I never thought of that.
Yeah, y'all definitely tell I guess is the Denver sound, like the way the lyrics come out and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so song hits in the club. And was Magic City big back then, or was this before?
Magic City's always been.
It's always been? Okay.
Always been. Matter of fact, you might not want me to tell y'all this, but Brother Jeff was the man that came to Atlanta. He got a card from somebody in the airport. The dude said, man, you need to go here, man. Take this card and go see this place, man. It's like black man heaven. That's what he told him. He said he went, and then he called me the next day and was like, man, I went to this place. I gotta take you there, man. It's Magic City, but it's black man heaven.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, come and get me. Or I'll be down there to get you. I used to go pick him up. And me and him went, and I was like, whoa, this is the shit. It was just the finest black chicks butt naked. Man, it was like, oh my God, what the? I got on the phone and called DC and said, man, you got to come down here and see this. And he came down. He was in Sacramento then and going to college. And on his Christmas break, he came down to Atlanta. And I took him to every Atlanta spot there was, man, that was popping. We went to this place called Prime Time. And Guy performed. We were right there sitting next to the dude that put Guy out. And man, I was just everywhere at that time in Atlanta. And DC was like, man, this is the place I gotta be. As soon as I graduate, I'm coming. He graduated that summer. And I went out there and picked him up. I went and drove back. Yeah, we drove back from Cali, yeah. To a U-Haul truck, yeah. We stopped back here. We stopped back home, you know, visited our moms and stuff for a couple of days. And got back on the road and went on back home. I went to Atlanta.
Y'all was hungry.
Yeah. And he moved in with me for a couple months. Then he got the apartment upstairs. And I got another apartment in that place. Cause I was hustling like a dog, boy. And my girl, which became my wife my ex-wife now, but she became my wife and my kids, my 3 sons' mom. I got a little girl too. She ain't no baby, but that's my baby. But I got a girl too. But anyway, my 3 sons' mom, she had an apartment around in the next building behind us. So I had like 3 apartments to deal with. But yeah, man, it was fun, man. It was a lot of hustling. I was going to the Art Institute. It was just fun, man.
That whole Magic City experience.
Yeah, we
told you I came home from the military one time. I stayed in Denver for like 2 or 3 days, and he's like, you got to come to Atlanta. So I spent the rest of my 30 days leave in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He picked me up from the airport. I'm still in uniform, because I had to travel in uniform. Takes me straight to Magic City. Now you got to think, I just spent the last 3 or 4 years in Germany, around predominantly Germans, white people. I get to Magic City, it's all black people, nothing but butt naked, beautiful black women. I lost my brain.
Yeah.
And Cease was DJing that down there at that time. And so we had VIP status. I mean, they laid it out for me. Had like 8 or 9 girls coming up dancing. And he was like, okay, ladies, give yourselves a hand. These chicks turned around and started making their booties clap. I lost it. I lost it. I was like, I should take them back to Germany.
That's how you feel.
Man, that was like a culture. When I got to Atlanta, it was my first time going. It was a culture shock for me. I was actually kind of uneasy.
Yeah. Just because you're so used to Denver?
And you know, I'm used to multicultural.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I was in the military, you know, there was more whites and Latinos than anything. Because, you know, I was military police, there wasn't very many blacks that wanted to be cops.
Mm.
So I get to Atlanta and it was like, well, there's so many black people here, something's gonna happen. That was my thought.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't been around that many black people before ever in my life. And when I got out, I went out there to live for a minute. I just didn't like the southern thing.
Yeah.
Too hot, too humid.
Yeah.
So I came back to Denver, and this is home for me.
Right.
I just like it here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we went to Magic City that night. I remember that night.
Man,
he was gone, man. Every time somebody comes to town, and I take them to Magic City like that, or there was another club called Nicky's.
Yep.
Man, we would go to Nicky's. I'd take a whole gang of. I remember it was like it had to be about 10 or 12 Bloods from Park Hill that came to Atlanta because my group was Bloods. They, you know, I'm not a Blood or anything, but
yeah.
my group. My rap group was Bloods. They had the best music to me, like I said earlier.
Mm.
And they brought a whole bunch of their partners with them. I flew them all out. All these dudes came, man. We went straight to Club Nicky's, man. I had a van, and they jumped in the van. We went straight to Club Nicky's, man, and just balled out. I used to take people straight to the strip club from the airport. We wasn't doing nothing. We were going straight there. You was gonna get Atlanta right off the rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
So, you brought up you said you put together a tape of like Denver artists from once you blew up. You did try to come back and show love.
Yeah. I did show love. I came back and I told everybody, you know, whatever group is around here that's dope, you know, give me a tape and let me hear them because this one's cassettes were out.
Mm.
I said, let me hear them. I want to try to get somebody a deal or something.
Yeah.
And I was like I said, my boy Rick gave me a tape with a group called Park Hills M that he was producing, and they were fire, man. Those dudes were so dope, man. But the main one went to prison, and then from there the group kind of crumbled.
Mm.
But
there
was another dude named. You ever heard of a dude named Sneaky Boy Tramp?
Yeah.
Well, there was the original Sneaky Boy.
Oh, okay.
He was on my label. And him and this guy named Snake. Snake was another one. Sneak and Snake, they were called 2960.
Mm.
I got caught up. I went to prison in 99. I was in prison finishing their album with the artwork in their album. I was on the phone finishing it up. I was in the feds. And 2000, the record came out in early 99. They were you know, Westward has the best of.
Yeah.
That was the best rap record, best rap group in 99.
Okay.
So it was the best when it has the best of. They were the ones in 99 that won that. Yeah, they were tight, man. And we had a little bit of promotion then too because Snake's brother he was helping me out with this one. And even though I was locked up, man, I still would put my foot in it because we finished the music first. And then I did all the artwork and shit from prison. And it worked out good, man. They were the best rap group. I don't know how many we sold, but we sold some copies.
Was it hard trying to like put them on after what happened with the head of the group?
Well, the head of the group was in Park Hills, which was a whole nother group.
Oh, okay.
But the group, the Snake was the one. He was part of Park Hills M too. Mm-hmm. Snake said, "I got my boy Sneak, man. We want to rap, man." So I was like, hey, "Come on down. You know, you got my trust because I'm already messing with you." So he bought Sneak down, and him and Sneak they gelled together and became 2960, which is, I think, this is the house where the Bloods had met up with a family out here. They lived at 2960 Oneida. Mm. This is what I've been told. They lived at 2960 Oneida in Park Hill. And I guess that was the first house where the California Bloods came. Well, that's the house that the family lived in that the California Bloods came in jail with.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's
So
a wild story.
them dudes named themselves 2960 after that crib.
I hope they moved out before they changed their name. 'Cause that's kind of hard.
I don't know, hey, man. You know they're done now. Yeah, but yeah, man. That was it, man.
You don't have to answer this, but did the East Side feel any type of way for you showing love to the people in Park Hill, or
Not that I know of.
okay,
It might have, but if they were rapping on point to me, man, I would have had them.
right?
So I would have tried to get them a deal. Yeah, but I wanted to work with the main one that I felt was dope.
Yeah,
I didn't care which side you was. It could have been anybody. But those dudes sounded so good, man. I could sing you their music, man, and you would be like, damn,
yeah.
this is some old school dope ass shit. Yeah.
So I mean, you tried. Like, if anyone ever tries to downplay it or anything, you
I wouldn't
definitely
care anyway, man. I hear so much negative stuff, man. It's just,
try. Right.
you know, you gotta have tough skin, man. You can't really listen to all that. You gotta know who you are inside, man.
That's
You know, I done heard plenty of stories on me, man.
Like conspiracies and stuff
exactly.
like that. Yeah. I get them
All
locally.
the time. Yeah, just don't even worry about them, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless they're true, and you'd be like, oh, all the stuff I hear ain't even true.
People have tried saying I'm an industry plant, like some label planted me out here to start an industry.
Wow.
That's the craziest, man. Hey, but you know what? As long as they talking about you, you know you're doing something.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Okay, so the record was shopped around to some labels, and then y'all ended up signing to Bellmark. The Whoomp
Yeah,
label?
nobody would take us.
No one taking it first.
Nope, nobody would take us. DC was going around to everybody, man. I mean, I even went with him a couple of times to a couple of meetings, man. It was like, man, I got other to do other than this. But he kept going. And there was a lady named Lisa McCall. I don't know who she worked for. It was either Atlantic. I think it was Atlantic. Her name was Lisa McCall, though. And she was like, why don't you call Al Bell? He has a group he has a label called Bellmark, and he has a group on it called Deuce that has a song called Daisy Dukes, and it's doing good. And it's kind of like you guys' song. It's like a southeastern booty shake type song. Like, so he was like, okay. And DC tried to get in touch with Al Bell. One day Al Bell called him back, and DC shot his story to him. He felt DC through the phone. And he was like, hey, brother, send me the record, man. We want to work. Let's get it. He said, send me the record. He said, man, why do you want me to send you the record? You don't even know. You haven't even. He was like, listen, I can tell by your enthusiasm that this record is going to be a big record. So send it and let's get busy. And we did it. We went through back and forth with the contract. Finally got all that stuff straightened out, and we went on, and the rest was history, man. Yep. Like 1 month, man, we sold like 100,000 records. The next month we sold 1 million, and it just kept. It was like it'll be, and then it went down to like we started selling like 125,000 a week, which is like 500,000 records in a month, man. It was going crazy, man. Yeah, we ended up, we're certified
4 times platinum, right?
4 times right now, but there's more. There's way more records, and I know there is, man, that got sold. So I'm thinking it's about 6 or something. 6 or 7, could be about 7 million. But at that time, that everything stopped for us because the record label went bankrupt. So when that stopped, man, it was at 4 million.
So
1.5 million albums.
was it like, what was that like, just going from being unknown to superstars within like, what, a couple months, it sounds like? I mean, obviously it's a longer process than that, but just from that time of being kind of unknown to being some of the biggest, hip-hop stars.
It was like, it's incredible, man. It's an incredible feeling, man. It's, one thing we did was stay grounded, man, because I ain't about to play that shit. I don't know, DC might have got out of hand later on and his head might have blew, maybe, I don't know. But he was messing with me and I'm gonna keep him grounded.
Yeah.
Let him know, man, we got work to do, man. We ain't got no time for that type of shit. So, you know, we always stayed grounded. We didn't need bodyguards or no shit like that, man. We wasn't them type of dudes, man. I'm the type of dude I like to go everywhere by myself, but with my people, man. I don't need all that extra shit. And I didn't need it back then. I definitely don't need it now. So
yeah. I feel like a lot of it depends on the energy you're inviting to, like the music.
Yeah.
And, I mean, at least from that song is you know, multicultural, diverse.
It's a party.
Yeah. It's fun.
But now we got me and him got a group. It's called Unk Original. And you could look us up on YouTube. Go to Unk Original, UNC, and the second word is original. On YouTube, and you can see our videos there. We got videos in the vault right now. We got to release them. Matter of fact, we're gonna shoot another video tomorrow. We do
while you're in Denver.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do one on Sunday here too. We got a piece and put the second one together with the first one. The song is already together. With the second one, the song's not all the way together, but it's a good beat. It started out as something else, but we're gonna turn it into something. It's gonna be dope, man. We got a lot of dope material. We're not trying to be the young crowd or nothing, man. We just want to give you good music. We want people our age and a little younger than us too, man, to enjoy what we do, you know. As far as all this the young music shit that, you know, I hear a lot of older guys hating. Man, I don't hate, man. Y'all do y'all's. All you artists out there, do your thing. Don't worry about what no old dude is saying, man.
That's real.
That's just like hate that don't need to be. Matter of fact, I can tell you this, man. Back in the day, we used to get hated on because they didn't think it was music. Because actually, man, them R&B dudes, man, they ain't doing. They just taking our records and looping them and making them theirs like it's theirs. And that these beats is ours. We made these. We played the hard-earned
instruments.
Yeah, all that stuff. We did all that, man. And now they're just taking it and doing some little bull. That's how we were, you know.
Right.
And now we're talking shit about, man, that shit mumbles.
Right.
Man, I don't like none of that new stuff, man. This shit is, man, there's some dope new music. It's gonna always be good hip-hop music. I can learn from anybody, man. I learn from you, man. I learn from everybody, man. So I learned from him.
The day you quit learning is the day you die.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm learning from you in this conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, you know, that's how I put everything together, man. And I enjoy music, man. I enjoy making it. It's therapeutic to me. I ain't gonna stop. I don't care. I know there's people that's like, man, that old motherfucker, man, shut the fuck up, man. But hey,
man, when he got in touch with me, you know, we always stayed in contact. This is my family.
Yeah.
But he was like, man, he's like, we should do some music. I'm like, I'm in. You know, I'm in. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I hope, like I said, we weren't trying to reinvent the wheel and try to be these young rappers because we're in our late 50s.
Yeah.
So, but we know that there's a whole generation of our people, you know, that our generation that's in that, you know, early 60s going down to your mid 40s, who, like you said, don't really appreciate this new music.
Right.
Well, so we're trying to give them something that they're missing. You know.
And so, even if we're not, we just want to make them some good music.
Yeah, that's it.
And they can see us doing it, you know. At least we look like them, you know what I'm saying? We're older and they might, you know, be like, I ain't trying to hear that, or we don't really care, man. We just gonna give you some good music, and we hope you would listen to it and like it. And we need to grow our fan base and get more subscribers. We need to do all that stuff. So we're gonna start. You know, we ain't hustling.
Yeah.
We doing the 20%. We know how to do the 20%, but the 80% we don't know how to do. And people try to, you know, slide groups to me or think I'm deep off into the music scene and in the world, and I'm not. I'm the same as you guys, man. I'm the same as everybody else. I'm hustling too, man, just to get it done.
Well, make sure after this interview, y'all go follow, subscribe, all that. Check out the new music. I'm gonna link it in the comments, in the description. So as far as like, what do you feel Denver is lacking from a hip hop perspective nowadays? You know what I'm saying? Like, have you seen growth within the hip hop scene?
Yeah, man.
And like, what do you?
It's a lot of dope artists here, man. There's a lot of people it's probably something dope getting recorded right now. You know,
Right.
it's a lot of dope artists here, man. And it's incredible, man. But there's a lot of dope artists everywhere.
Right.
You know, so.
What
like
would be
I said,
that one
man,
piece of advice you would give a Denver artist?
I would say just there's no blueprint on how to make it. Just try whatever you want to try, man, and do it. That's all I could tell you. You know, just, you know, if you feel it, see if everybody else feels it. Just try to get your music to everybody that you can. Yeah.
And I think that's what the problem is with getting it out there. That's why it's not known, because there's really no outlet to get it out here. I think that's general.
No labels, maybe.
Yeah, you know, and that's the problem that's here is it's hard to get it out.
The
Not
infrastructure.
even clubs. There's not even really, you know, solid, stable club where you can be like, hey, I'm gonna go here. This is where everybody goes to get their music played.
Right.
And those places exist in other cities.
Right.
It just doesn't exist
It's like
here.
Magic City. You know, that's where we tested our record at. You know, we weren't the first, but we were pioneers in that, you know. And, you know, we were one of the biggest ones that ever came out of there like that, you know. Later on in years, you know, that DJ Esco, I guess he was a DJ at Magic's, you know. And
Future.
yeah, Future, and him and Future, you know, he used to play Future shit. DC used to play a lot of Future stuff, man. I remember they performed, it was a song, it's some dude, I can't remember what his name is, but it was called Rax. And nobody knew that Future was on the hook. They thought the Rax song was that other artist, but it was really a Future song, man.
Probably Young Scooter or something.
No, it wasn't Scooter, it was another dude, man. And he came and that was his only song, man, like, some Corey, or I don't know what his name was. I can't remember what his name was, but the name of the song was Rax. And the hook was Rax on Rax on Rax. Rax on Rax on Rax.
I could hear it, but I can't.
But that was Future on there. They thought it was the dude. And Future gave a verse to it. And that's what really made that song blow up. But I remember I seen Future. He was performing that song one night when I was in Strokers with Dude. And I was like, that dude right there is way colder than the other dude. That's how I was feeling, you know. And
Have you met Future, or
Nah,
did you just seen him perform?
I seen him perform when he was like nothing.
Coming up.
Yeah, he was just coming up. He was just another Atlanta artist.
You knew he was gonna be a star though?
I liked what he was doing. I didn't know he was going to be a star, but I liked what he was doing. And then maybe like about 2 weeks later, I started hearing it. And DC was like, this is the dude that was up there on the stage that she was talking about. And I'm like, oh shit. And it was like Old Hunters, some song, Old Hunters or something. It was like when he came with that type of
Dirty Sprite one?
Yeah, that Dirty Sprite. Yep, that's what it was. And it was like, oh shit, it was good. And the other dude faded off, man.
Yeah, Future's he's probably one of my favorite artists all the time.
Me too, man.
His whole discography.
As far as this hip hop stuff, that's him.
It's that mumble. Some of his mumble, but like what I like about Future is he's good for you if you try to turn up, or if you like emotional about a girl or something. Like he'll give you.
He got you everything. Yeah. Too. You know, man. You know who really messed me up in Atlanta one night. They got Quick Trips out there. That's what it's where all the gas stations, where the big ones are. It's no 7-Elevens or none of that type of stuff, man. It's only Quick Trip. And there was I was pulling out, man, and somebody was playing a song by Young Thug called 2 Cup Stuff. And he was, the way that he was rapping on that, man, the emotion that he used on it, man, and all that stuff, it really wasn't making much sense. But the way it sounded, man, I was like, what the fuck? That right there is the new music. That's new music. He wasn't really saying shit. I said, man, the way that shit feels, that's the new music. And I went home to my sons, because my sons are, you know, the oldest one is like 33, I think. They all like stair step 2 years apart. But I went home to my sons. I was like, yo, y'all ever heard that song that was saying, Uno Dos Cup stuff with, they was like, oh yeah, that's some dude named Young Thug. He knew, he's new. Man, I said, that dude, he's the one. He got it. And he ended up being the one. I could hear it way back then, man. So I heard Future. I heard him.
That's dope.
Yeah, that shit crazy, man.
When I first heard Thug, I didn't like it, but then the more he started dropping, I was like, yeah, he became one of my favorite.
Which one did you hear first?
It was the Stoner one.
Oh,
that was like his first, I feel big, like mainstream hit, but then after that, like every tape was getting hard, like the Slime Season, and then it was So Much Fun and all that.
Did you ever hear the 2 Cup stuff?
I don't. Maybe if I looked it up, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
It sounded like he was smoking a joint, man. Like, because he was
just so different. Yeah.
2 double. He was just going. It was like, man, it was weird, man.
It's
but
like
it
a
was
high pitch.
He gets higher. It's lower at first. It's like Panamera Porsche. Will this be? North. And then he just builds something. He's I don't those trash cups. He's going in, man. It's like, what the? That boy's hard.
No, yeah. You said the Bellmark situation, they ended up going bankrupt. What do you feel like that kind of, and then you said you ended up going to jail, like what'd you learn from that experience? And then like,
well, this is what happened, man. With that, when they went bankrupt, I couldn't call about no checks no more. Because, there was a point where I could be like, hey man, I want to buy a house, man. I need 100,000.
Yeah.
And he had no problem, brother. They'd be there in the morning. And there'd be the FedEx would bring me a check. I could ask for that all day long, man. And it'll come.
It was so big.
Yeah. But then, when we went bankrupt, we made our second album. The whole record label was gone a week after we put that second album out. So the second album, that shit didn't do shit. It was over with. And then that's when I was like, damn, I'm used to making all this money. I got this big ass house in Buckhead.
Yeah.
So I went back to hustling, man. And that's when I got caught up. I got snitched out. You always get snitched out, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I got through it. I'm back. I'm here.
And then
alive.
And then Boxcar Graffiti and Turned Up Season. Those were 2 other projects. Or
nah, I had nothing to do with that.
Had nothing to do with, was that DC?
DC neither. Yeah, he don't even do music.
Okay.
Yeah, he stopped doing shit back in the day. I think he made some kind of Atlanta Falcons song or some shit, and a Dirty Bird song or something.
Oh, okay.
And he stopped doing music after that.
So was it hard trying to like recreate that success?
Hell yeah.
And like, were you guys really trying hard to have another hit and stuff like that? How was that?
That was hard, man, and it didn't happen. We one-hit wonders, but it didn't happen, man. But that one hit, man, is a lovely thing, man, because it's still kicking ass to this day.
Right. So then you ended up on Geico commercial.
Yeah, that was the most beautiful thing.
See, a lot of my info I got from Google, so some of it may be wrong.
Like, well, some of it probably is, but DC kind of corrected a lot of that shit.
Okay.
I know he got the wiki page nice.
Okay. What about Disney? I seen being a label. Okay.
We did a song for Disney. We actually taught Mickey and Minnie how to rap. It was a couple. They were an older couple, and they were the voices of Mickey and Minnie.
Oh, okay.
And we did a song with them and a video for kids, man. It was dope. Yeah.
A lot of people say this record may have been like the first hip-hop record that was like multicultural and diverse, because before that, like for example the NWAs of the world and stuff, they're dope, they got popping, but it was political, and maybe people from the white community didn't really mess with it that much. But with y'all's record, you heard it at sporting events, movies, commercials, like you heard it everywhere, and every party, didn't matter what race. Like, would you say y'all kind of had that first hip hop record that did that?
Nah, there's some more out there, like Tone Lokes, that's my boy. He got his got Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina. All kind of hip hop back then kind of crossed over, if it wasn't like the political type stuff, Rob Bass It Takes Two.
Mm.
You know, Vanilla Ice is Ice Ice Baby. All them. I don't know about the Ice Ice, but yeah, that one right there. But or Funky Cold Medina or other ones, man. But I know Whoop, There It Is, Rob Bass's cut. They might get played in any party anywhere, you know.
Mm.
Yeah. So, especially ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Big John? Let's talk about Big John for a little bit. So you, before the interview, we were talking about a little bit. He's the CEO of Sony Music. He's somewhere high up within Sony Music. I don't want to mispronounce it.
Yeah.
But he's originally from Montbello, and you knew him back then. Or?
Yeah.
How was that? Because he was a DJ too, right? At one point?
He was a DJ. Him and my boy Ricky Springs, DJ Slick Rick.
Okay.
They were the biggest, the biggest, youngest DJs out here that had parties. Like, they would throw parties in hotels and I remember John had a party in the old Safeway building on Peoria. Big John was a cool dude, man. He, like I said, man, I think I might have been one of the first people he kind of courted with trying to get a publishing deal back in the day. He was living in California, and he would pull up on me every time I come to town. I'd be staying
to Cali or Denver?
To Cali every time I come in Cali in LA, because our label was in LA. So I would go out there quite a bit, and Big John would come. He'd pull up on me, man, and he'd come through with his bag on his shoulder and pull out some papers and get to talking to me, but I didn't really understand what he was talking about, man. And I don't know if he had his make you understand game real tight back then. But I didn't really understand what he was talking about, man. And
was it just like a lot of like business music language?
He was just like, with publishing you can do such and such, and I'm like,
it's confusing.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, I was dumb, because I should have, whatever it is, I know John would have took care of me. And I regret that now, it's never too late for anything. It could happen again, I produce good music. Me and him do good music. We got our partner. We ain't even mentioned him. Yeah. There's a third member of Uncle Original.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's our big partner, man. I grew up with him. He's my music inspiration. I'm his music inspiration. We all are inspired by each other, man. But his name is Howie Hobbs. Big Howard Hobbs. They call him Jose, yeah. Jose Habanero. He makes tracks. That's my dog. He sings. He's the third member of Uncle Original.
And he was a member of our original band.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was actually the starter. Yep. He was actually the one that started the band.
When we was at Cole. Yeah.
So he junior high.
Yep.
Yeah.
He started the band. Him and this dude named Rodney. Rodney faded out real quick. But me and Howie stuck with it, and that's when he came and all the other members started joining.
Okay. So I seen online that it was either you or DC sold like 800 records.
Oh, that was us together.
You see, y'all sold it in the street.
Once we got Whoop, There It Is done.
And this was before the label.
Yeah, before. Yeah, well, we had Tag Team Music, and that was the label. It was called Tag Team Music because we don't like to use records for some reason. But Tag Team Music was our record label. We pressed up 800 cassettes with disc masters back in '93, and we put it on the streets. We had it in 2 record stores. It's called Bernard Records. It was Bernard Records in the Decatur location, and there was another location. I can't remember where that was, but we sold them 800 in like 2 weeks, man. I remember going down. I was going to the little store that I go to get baggies to sack my shit in, right, back in the day. I'm riding down. It was Candler Road. That was the street. I'm riding down Candler Road. I pull up next to these girls. I listen to what they're listening to. They in there partying, and it's my fucking song. I'm like, what the fuck? These girls is listening to my song. Then I pull up to the next light, or a couple of blocks down, and there was some dudes coming around the corner bumping it. I'm like, whoa. Then I go down a little bit more, this was the sequence. It was just the third one. It was a clothing store. They had a speaker out in front, you know, some ghetto shit. And the speaker was blasting off my record, man. I'm like, what the fuck?
That must have been like gave you goosebumps, huh?
Man, I was like, this is the shit.
Yeah.
And I went and got my little bags and stuff, and then I stopped back by that record, that clothing store. And I went in and I was like, yeah, and they were still playing. It was like on repeat. And I was like, y'all like that song right there? And they was like, hell yeah, that's the jam. Man, this is it. And I'm like, cool. I didn't tell them who I was or nothing, that I did it, and then I just was like, okay. And I left, man. It was like shit. Then about a week later, no, about 2 weeks later. Well, no, that was about a month later. I get a call from DC. Turn it on WGN. This is when cable had certain little stations, man, and WGN was the Chicago station they used to be on. Turned it on there, and the Bulls, man, Michael Jordan and them was partying to our record, man. I was like, how the f did this record get up there? It was incredible, man.
Was it in Space Jam, or it was in the Ducks movie, the Mighty Ducks?
Mighty Ducks, yeah.
So not Space Jam.
Okay. Space Jam was the other dudes, I think, or if it wasn't 95 South, it was the Ghost. Wait, what is the name of them dudes? Something Ghost Town DJs or something like that. It was the same dudes though that produced those other records.
So I know I may have asked this earlier, but like the meaning behind the song, it seemed like it was kind of about like strippers, or am I tripping?
Yeah, that's what it started out, man. But
okay.
We took it and just said, man, anything that's positive, man.
Yeah.
You just, you know, shit. Like cook up something good, or somebody might do something that impresses you, and you say, "Whoop, there it is."
Okay.
You know, or however you say it, "Whoop, there it is," whoop, whatever. But yeah, that's all it was.
Okay. And it was the #1 spot on Billboard at one point.
No, it was number one on the rap and R&B charts, but it was #2 on the Hot 100, and we stayed at #2 for a long time.
Like 2 months at least.
Yeah, because Mariah Carey was #1, and then something else came up and crept up and was #1. But our record was on a little independent label, so. Even though the world loved it and stuff, man, you know, it was a hot record. Might have been the hottest. We couldn't never get to #1 because of the politics of music, which was, you know, this is an independent label, you know, so you're not getting up there, yeah.
Well, what's the difference between like an independent versus major label?
Major label got more influence. There's way more influence. Back then, radio was real big. And you had to have those relationships with radio. We got in there somehow because our record was good, and our label had a relationship with radio. There was people in there that had their people at radio, but the record was so good that helped them do it. And you know, usually you won't get that far with a record, but yeah, the influences in the record combined made all that happen.
Okay. And then, so now as part of the Unk Original group, you got When It's Funk and Where I'm From.
No, actually, Unk Original is a group. All these things I'm involved in that I'm going to tell you about.
Okay.
Unk Original, that's the #1 thing that I'm involved with, and that's me, him, and Big Howie, Jose. Then I got a partner named Skunk, Big Skunk. I think his YouTube is Skunk Beats. Me and him do a lot of funk records together because he was like trying to get his niche back in making records, making beats and stuff. And my big partner Howie helped him out with the making beats. Actually, I helped him out with the rapping. Then I showed him a couple of things that I do with beats, and he became a beast, man. He's like a sponge, and he makes these funk tracks, man, that are just incredible, man.
Incredible.
They're incredible, man. I could go play you a little clip that's on YouTube if you want to hear that, and them speakers in there, man. You'll be like, what the fuck? That shit's jamming. But he makes these beats, man, and me and him rap on them, man. And you know, he's donated a couple of them to Unk Original too. So, but that's the other thing I do. And then I also work with this dude named Zay Cash. Zay Cash is a dope rapper, man. I've been messing with him since '93, actually. Yeah, I think it was '93 or '94, one of the two, man. But he was a little bitty dude. His voice it's never changed. He was like 13. His voice is still the same, some husky shit. His wordplay is dope. He's just an Atlanta street dude, man, and he's dope. And I also do my solo stuff, but Uncle Original, that's my group right there.
Okay.
Yeah, and tag team, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have a single, Denver, where
I'm from. Yeah, it's called Where I'm From.
And all this music is out.
Yeah,
so
this music's out. Yeah,
go check that out.
Yep. Yeah, it's dope.
What made you come up with that record?
Actually, Big Jose did it. How he did that? He's the one that he made the track and he had the hook, and that's basically how we do songs, man. If you make a track, man, you come with the hook, or he might find a hook, or he might find a beat that he likes a lot, and he'll put a hook on it, and we have no choice to go with it. And, you know, if the hook is good and it's rolling, we with it. And I'm the same way. If I make a track, I put a hook on it. I might even put my verse on it and send it to him, and he just got to lock in with me and make it happen. Big Howie, we all do that, man. But that's how that came. Big Howie came with the track and the hook. And I put my verse on it, and then he put his verse together, and he comes out. He always flies out to Atlanta to record. So he lives here in Denver, but he flies out to Atlanta to my house and records.
3-4 times a year.
Yeah.
Fly out there. Matter of fact, I'll be out there next month.
Okay.
Yep.
Would you say would you say you claim Denver or Atlanta or both, or how is that like? And why do you think a lot of people out here don't realize like y'all from Denver originally? People that came up with this.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of people that's in Atlanta that don't even know we from Atlanta, or that the music came from Atlanta.
Yeah.
But out here, Denver it's embedded in me, man. I spent up until I think I was like 21 or something, man, 22 years old here. So, from 4 to 22. So, it's all I knew back then, man. But when I went to Atlanta, I fell in love with that place, man. And I didn't want to move, man. I didn't want to come back. So, and there's no other place. If I was to move anywhere now, it'd probably be Vegas. And that's where my man Big Skunk lives. But I was thinking Vegas way before he even moved out there, I would be in Henderson. That's where. But as far as Denver, it's just in me, man. I always love this place. My favorite teams are here. I'm a Bronco. I'm a Nugget. I'm even a Rocky.
You won that
even I was a Bear. I was a Bear before then. I was a Rocket. We was the Denver Rockets back in the day.
Before the Nuggets.
Yeah, I'm all of that, man.
Matter of fact, where I got on a Denver Rockets hat in one of the videos that you can check out on YouTube.
Okay.
Nah, it's not on YouTube yet.
I mean, no, we haven't released that
We
one.
coming with it, though. We got a whole new set of stuff, man.
Yeah.
And we don't do nothing but get better and better, just like you should, man. And, I think once everybody listens to us, they'll enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a daughter, she's 20, and Tony, her name is Tony. She listens to our stuff and she helps me critique it. And she's like, "Yeah, Dad, that's a good song." She don't tell me nothing wrong. I don't like that. Or that's nice. I could tell it's gonna be good. I'm like, okay, yeah. So,
who's on your Colorado hip hop Mount Rushmore as far as like this could be DJs, artists, producers, just the people that have had the most impact on the hip hop in Denver, Colorado?
I'm not sure on who's had impact these days, but I know as far as back in the day, I know the regulars like the AP. AP's dope. He's always gonna get mentioned, man, because he's good.
He's been doing it for a while too.
Yeah. I don't know the Trev Rich dude, but they say he's dope. Yeah. So
he was signed to Birdman at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, he was talking with my partner too, man, about some stuff. But my homeboy Aunt Mo. But I know about Young Doe, of course, man. Young Doe and his whole crew, man. Those dudes, man. Young Doe is my fam, man. He's good people, man. I ain't got nothing but love for him. You know, DJ K-Tone, he's influenced. I got an old school partner, man, that really is like, he's probably the one that really influenced a lot of these dudes and that made he influenced these dudes that sent it on to other dudes that sent it on to other dudes. But his name is DJ Slick Rick, that dude.
Okay, yeah, I've heard about him.
Yeah, DJ Slick Rick is dope, man. He was one of the ones. Big John was dope. I know I'm missing a lot of people, man, but you know, yeah, y'all know who y'all are, man. Y'all did a lot of things just like I have. You know, you might do an interview and miss me, but hey, we know who we are, and y'all know who y'all are, and you know, it ain't nothing but love. We all do this thing. Like I said, for me, it's therapeutic. I don't know, what is it for you?
It's definitely therapeutic. I know I can't live without it.
Yeah.
I'll be making music to the day that I die. I know that.
Yeah,
Me too.
that's real.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just part of who we are, and it's been a part of who we are since we started at a very early age. Like I said, 'cause I don't just rap. I sing. You know, as long as it's got music involved in it, I'm in. I still DJ. I do karaoke DJing.
Hey, like clubs and shows out here? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a steady gig at Sand Creek Lounge, you know, give them that little plug.
Okay.
I'm there every Wednesday and Saturday doing karaoke's, and then I took a break from DJing on Friday night so I can focus on original.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still out there. I still do a lot of parties and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. All right. As far as the hip hop scene, do you feel like is it hard to represent Denver in hip hop? Like, do you think?
No, all I do is on interviews. I definitely say if there's a tag team interview I'm doing or any interview, really, I'm definitely letting them know I'm from Denver. Grew up in Denver, you know. Denver's bred. I'm bred there, man. It's in me, man, and it's a certain type of feel. It's a certain way that we talk.
Right. Yeah. What is Denver culture? Colorado culture.
To me, it's all over the place, man. It's all over the place, but it's talent, man. And there's a lot of talent here, man. There's a lot of talent here. There's somebody that's really dope probably in their bedroom right now. Yeah. Really dope, man. Ain't gonna have something that's super dope, but it might not get far because, like I said, that 80% is hard to fuck with, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we got sons that make music too.
Yeah, my son's out in Atlanta, man. You ever heard of a dude named Thouxanbanfauni?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fonny. Man, Fonny started at my house with my sons.
Really?
That's where he got his swag from.
Fonny, where he got
Fonny, Playboi Carti, all them dudes, man. I got tons of songs from them on hard drives that they probably don't even remember they did. I got hard drives with them.
Have
dudes
you tried talking to them about that?
Nah, I don't even talk. I don't even listen to that shit, man. But it's there.
I got a funny story with him.
Fonny is like my son, one of my son's good friends, man. All of my sons, they mess with him, man. Fonny is a cool dude, man. He came and gave me my props one night.
Oh,
that's when I met him. I was locked up again one time when he was doing all that stuff at my house.
Yeah.
They had my house, man. They house up bad, but hey, a lot of good shit from there. Little Yachty used to be there. All them dudes, man, they used to come to my house. They called it the mini mansion, and they would be at my house recording. My sons and them, man, they probably let them just go up in the room and do by themselves. It was like a madhouse, man. Partying everywhere, girls everywhere, just mother sleeping everywhere. It was crazy, man.
So a lot of I don't want to say SoundCloud rappers, but
that's what they were.
That came up in that little area. They were popular. I was listening to them back 2012.
My son, his name is LC Levi. If you ever heard of him, have you ever heard? Look him up, man. He's that's one of them. And the other one's the poem. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Tarantino.
I know Guap Tarantino.
Yeah.
I interviewed him. I interviewed MDMA, who's with Uno the activist, his brother.
Yeah, Uno used to be at my house too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All them cats, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uno.
When Fauni came out here for a show,
Mm-hmm.
we were in the studio for like a couple days, and he was, everything was cool. But then I went to an after party after his show, and he looked at me and was like, "Who are you?" And I just left because I was like, I felt out of place. I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm just the interviewer, whatever,
Yeah, he's.
But he was all he wasn't I'll just say in the right headspace at the time. But I mean, there's no hard feelings or nothing. It was just, and at that time I just started, so I was probably a little awkward and.
Yeah. Funny, I can see him doing that.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still touring out here. I think he just had a show out here recently and stuff.
He's doing a lot of shit. He's a mother, man. He makes a lot of money, man. Yeah.
Music's dope. I definitely got into it, and Carti definitely at that time.
You know what? Him and my son, they got a song called "Baby Kids," right?
Okay.
And man, my son was killing that song, man. They all three of them killed it, but my son really went in on it. And that was one that finally was like, yo, you got me on that one. But yeah.
You said Levi Tony?
No, his name is Levi, LC Levi.
LC Levi, okay.
And man, I'm gonna show it to you when we get done with this shit, man. They up, man. That was a good song. They just shot the video and shit. They recorded, matter of fact, they recorded it at my son's apartment. As they were recording it, my older son came in, his big brother came in, and finally was doing that record, and he was like, I want to get on the hook, give me a little piece in the break. And he just said a couple little words that wasn't shit, man, but that was the little break in the song, man. Yeah.
Do you remember any like specific singles that were big that were made at your studios or?
Nah, I don't know what was. I don't even know. I don't know what they were. Yeah, but I know it was a lot of that was on SoundCloud that they did. Yeah, like I said, Playboi Carti was there doing the recording.
This is when they were young.
Yeah, this was in 2000. It was the sound of like 2014 through
right
16.
Before they blew up.
Yeah, 2014 is right when they blew up. Actually, they blew up from the recordings at my crib.
That's dope. Because I remember going to a show in 2016. It was Lil Uzi and Playboi Carti, and it was at Cervantes. Now Playboi is so mainstream, like he can't do no Cervantes.
You gotta be in a stadium or some shit. Yeah, arena.
That's dope. That's a cool story.
And I don't really know none of his songs, man.
Yeah. I like Broke Boy. I liked his music when he first came out, but as he kind of went mainstream, I kind of stopped listening too much. I just like the new stuff, or I like old school stuff too, but just I don't know. I like listening to Denver hip hop. That's my line. I'm trying to.
That's it, man.
There's a lot of it out there.
You do a good job, man. Letting these folks know about it too, man.
That's what I appreciate.
Yeah.
Well, if it wasn't for the artists, you know what I'm saying, y'all making good music, I wouldn't even be able to have a platform. So I appreciate y'all.
Man, come to the show, man. I'm gonna hook it up with DC.
Yeah.
We probably have to do it kind of quick because I don't know what the he be doing, man. That dude, he's DC.
Yeah, that's cool.
And DC stands for Denver, Colorado.
Really?
There it is, man.
The Brain
Supreme.
Yeah, okay.
Matter of fact, he got that name, the Brain Supreme, from a dude named Roy. One day while we were on 34th in Columbine, Roy's family owned a store on the corner, and we were all sitting around out there, and he was like, yo, you should be the Brain Supreme, because he was Sir Mix-a-Lot at first, and he couldn't be Sir Mix-a-Lot because the other Sir Mix-a-Lot came out. So he was like, damn, I need a new name. You should be the Brain Supreme. And he was like, oh. I guess and Roy probably was just playing.
You know he was.
So he got that name from Roy, the Brain Supreme. He actually got DC from this dude named Johnny Z. Johnny Z had a group called In Too Deep back in the day, and they were like they were roommates. You ever heard of In Too
That
Deep?
sounds very familiar.
They had a song called Back to the Hotel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that song.
Yeah, that was on Rated Z Records, which was Johnny Z's.
Okay.
And they were, Johnny Z and DC were roommates.
That
Yep, that's Johnny Z. That's In Too Deep. Yep.
Okay.
And he was like, "What's your name?" Man? When he first came to he went to Sacramento State College in DC. DC went there, and he was asking DC, "What's your name?" He was like, "Cecil." He was like, "Oh, man, we can't call you Cecil, man. Where are you from?" He was like, "Denver." He was like, "We're calling you DC, man, because I can't call you Cecil." Damn. So that's how he got to DC, yeah.
Okay. All right, appreciate it. Make sure y'all go follow Unk Original, Tag Team, Steve, all that, man. Links will be in the description of this interview. Hit that like button. Make sure y'all comment down below your favorite part of the interview, your favorite song. Just, leave some support. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button to stay notified when all the latest news drops. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that links will be in the description. I think that just about does it, man. Y'all got any final thoughts, last minute things y'all want to speak
Well, I want to tell everybody, man, I know I missed a lot of people because it's a big history, man, and I know my history's big here. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. We'll get it another time because it ain't over with yet. We're going to get it another time. And, ain't nothing but love, man. I love this city, man. Even though I don't live here now, I grew up here, and it's in me, and I hope it's in you too.
That's love. You got any final thoughts?
Hey, just support local artists, man. There's a lot of us out here doing a lot of big things. We just need everybody to get on board and support each other. Let's build hip hop in Colorado up. How about that?
I like it. Okay. Oh, one more quick question. My bad. Are you on tour right now, or is this just one show at?
No, we do shows. We always get hired to do shows, and it's just a one show thing, man.
Okay.
With this, but it's probably. I guess it's I don't know, it's something about the '90s or something. I don't know.
You come to Denver a lot though.
Yes, I love
You're out here last year for the finals, right? The Nuggets finals.
Yeah. We got hired to come in and do our song at halftime and shoot the ball and kick it with good people, man. And we just do shows, man. It's really no tours anymore too much with us.
Yeah.
We get dates, we go out 2-3 times a month, and that's good for me, man. I can stay at home, kick it. I ain't got to do all that running around, and it's a lovely thing. Get the money and chill.
All right. Well, I appreciate you for coming on. Appreciate both of y'all.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Definitely a much needed story for the people, for Colorado, for everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mile High Minute, #1 blog in the universe.
You know it.
Appreciate you.
And I'm with it.
Yeah.